The only Nazi Hitler feared.
These two soldiers are on an important mission. Above them, the roar of the plane fades. Below them lies their homeland, occupied by the Nazis. And somewhere down there is their target, Reinhard Heydrich, the Butcher of Prague. One of the key architects of the Holocaust. Hitler calls him the man with the iron heart. He's responsible for more than 1.5 million deaths. And he doesn't have the faintest idea they're coming for him.
A mill? He got a mill? A mill?
Warning. This video includes descriptions of suicide and mass murder committed under the Nazi regime. Our coverage is largely based on these two books.
They got the wrong guy. It's Killian Mbappe. Yo,
this is a photo of Reinhard Heydrich and his wife Lena. It was taken in May 1942 at the Wallenstein Palais in Prague, where they attended a concert. Reinhard Heydrich loves music. He's the son of a singer and composer.
He got 1 million bodies,
but despite showing musical talent as a child, he chose a very different path for himself. After graduating from school, he joined the Reichsmarine, the German Navy. Heydrich is tall, blonde, and athletic. He looks like he walked straight out of a Nazi propaganda poster. But this picture-perfect facade is deceptive. He speaks with a strangely thin, high-pitched voice. He's said to have been haunted by deep insecurity and self-hatred. In school, and also in the Navy...
Took off Valverde instead of Mbappe. Yo, how do I tell you, bro? That was the right decision.
People mock him. Rumors spread that he has Jewish roots. They call him Blonde Moses. In a Germany turning toward Nazism, it's a nickname he despises. In December 1930, he meets Lena von Osten at a dance in Kiel. After just 4 dates, they get engaged. It's said that he was drawn to her Nordic looks, maybe hoping they'd silence those rumors about him having Jewish ancestry. But then scandal strikes the newly engaged couple. Heydrich is brought before a naval court of honor. A former girlfriend accuses him of breaking a promise to marry her. He's discharged from the Navy, a humiliating fall from grace.
You can lose your right to the Navy if a girl says you were supposed to marry her and you didn't? That is some DDG work, I ain't gonna lie, that's crazy.
But unfortunately, it's not the end of his career.
Imagine losing your job because you didn't marry someone.
A few months later, a family friend introduces him to Heinrich Himmler.
We are cool.
Heydrich joins the Nazi Party and the SS. And from there, his rise is meteoric. In just a few years, Heydrich becomes one of the most powerful men in Nazi Germany. He's made chief of the Reich Security Main Office, the SS and police agency. In 1938, he orchestrates Kristallnacht, the Night of Broken Glass. Across Germany, synagogues burn, Jewish businesses are ransacked, and thousands of people are arrested, beaten, or killed. In July 1941, Heydrich is tasked with planning what the Nazis call the final solution to the Jewish question, the blueprint for the systematic mass murder of Europe's Jews. Heydrich is the boss of Adolf Eichmann, another key Holocaust architect we
There's 2 Adolfs and you know.
Covered in
I didn't know that. I thought he was only the only Adolf, you know?
A few months later, in autumn 1941, Heydrich receives a significant promotion. He's sent to Prague as deputy Reich protector of Bohemia and Moravia.
Well,
Nazi Germany occupied the Czech lands in 1939, and the Reich protector, Konstantin von Neurath, governs the territory. But von Neurath is considered too lax, so Heydrich becomes the de facto governor. He definitely isn't too lax. Hitler has sent the man with the iron heart. Heydrich orders mass arrests, executions, and deportations. Thousands of Czechs are sent to concentration camps. His reign of terror earns him a title that history will never forget: the Butcher of Prague.
Wow.
To the outside world, it appears Heydrich has crushed the Czech resistance. But in the shadows,
been around for decades.
A plan to assassinate him is in motion.
He up there with Sukina, bro.
While Heydrich makes himself comfortable with his family in his castle near Prague, hundreds of kilometers away, two soldiers are training to kill him. The Czech government is in exile. Its leaders are in London. Czech military intelligence is cooperating with the British Special
Interesting stuff
Operations
right here.
Executive. Together, they plan a top-secret mission to assassinate Heydrich. Operation Anthropoid. Enter Jan Kubiš and Josef Gabčík. Meeting in Poland in 1939, they eventually join the French Foreign Legion, the only way to fight back. In the ranks of the Legion, they become good friends. After the fall of France, Czech forces are moved to Britain. In the autumn of 1941, Gabčík is chosen for Operation Anthropoid. When his partner suffers an injury during training, Gabčík insists that Kubiš be the one to replace him. Both men are proud soldiers who had watched their homeland fall to the Nazis without a fight. Now they're determined to strike back, no matter what the cost.
Yes.
Together, they prepare for one of the most dangerous missions of the war: to strike at the heart of the Nazi regime. 3D scenes like these are made by humans. Greetings from our team. But to keep things running behind the scenes,
Holy
we rely on
Chaz.
partners like
For
our
real.
long-term sponsor, Odoo. Odoo is an all-in-one business management software. It's designed to cover everything you need to run and grow a company. With more than 45 applications, including a powerful project management app, it lets you create projects with custom stages, add tasks, and assign a person in charge. Collaborate is free. Scan this hours of December 29 description to get started. In the early hours of December 29, 1941, a British Halifax bomber drops its deadly cargo: Gabčík and Kubiš.
We watch ads. I
But
mean,
heavy snow blinds the crew, making
one seemed
navigation nearly
interesting.
impossible. So
I
they
thought it was gonna be,
accidentally
how
drop
they
Gabčík and
animate, but it
Kubiš
wasn't.
at the wrong location. Instead of landing east of Pilsen, they end up east of Prague. As they approach the ground,
I'm
Gabčík
confused.
misjudges the height and injures his left foot.
oh, ACL
Now they
tear.
have no idea where they are,
Jimmy Butler,
It's
bro.
night.
We miss you.
and it's cold. The two soldiers bury their parachutes in the snow and take shelter in the abandoned tunnels of an old stone quarry. Their landing hasn't gone unnoticed. During the night, a local gamekeeper heard the plane, climbed onto the roof of his house, and saw two parachutes heading toward him. The next morning, he finds the buried parachutes and follows a trail of footprints in the snow. It doesn't take him long to find Gabčík and Kubiš and
Is it about a
confront
week?
them.
They're low.
The young men pretend to be surveyors, but their cover story quickly falls apart, and they reluctantly admit the truth.
Damn.
Luckily, the gamekeeper wants to help them. They're stunned to find out they've landed 20 miles from Prague, far from their contacts. Gabčík is injured, and the mission already looks doomed. But then, fate intervenes. A local miller, who also heard the plane that night, tracks them down. He's a member of Sokol, a banned Czech nationalist group, and offers to connect them with the underground network in Prague.
Man used to
It
go to war,
violates
and
the
now we
strictest
stealing brain
rules of
rods.
their mission.
Playing steal a brain rod is going to war. All right, when you're up there against that kid, and hey, you need that brain rod, bro, because you gotta flex. Facts. It's war, and they trying to steal yours. Is really war on a much simpler level, bro. But you're just not thinking. You know, it's really philosophical and intelligent.
No
and
contact
wise.
with the local resistance until their mission is over. But they're desperate. They have no choice but to accept help. Over the next few months, they're sheltered by a network of brave families, ordinary people risking everything to feed and hide them. Reinhard
Surely you gotta get to everything. What did you know about struggle? Watch me rebirth. I'm about to lose everything. I'm gonna come back up. Grind my way to the top. Grit, hustle, and strength. Feel me?
Heydrich is busy organizing the infamous Wannsee Conference, a meeting called to streamline the mass murder of Jews. He doesn't realize that all the while, two men are observing him, learning his habits, noting every route and ritual. They even
Why do they
have
wear
inside
suits?
help from people working in his castle. They sketch out several ideas for how to
Castles?
take him out.
Damn.
An attack at his castle or his estate isn't an option. The SS
Facts.
guards them too closely. But they see another
You
opening.
gotta catch him while he
Heydrich
eating.
always travels without guards,
Oh.
accompanied only by his chauffeur. It's the one time he's exposed. So they decide to strike while he's on the road. They consider stretching a wire across the street to force his car to slow down, But time is running out. They hear rumors that Heydrich might leave Prague soon. The pressure mounts, and they need to move quickly. May 26, 1942. In a magnificent concert hall, Heydrich and his wife enjoy compositions by his father, Bruno. Not far away, two men finish their final checks. Tomorrow, they'll attempt to kill the Butcher of Prague. Gabčík is armed with a British Sten gun. Kubiš holds the explosives. They pack two briefcases. One contains the disassembled Sten gun, while the other holds two bombs. To an observer, the briefcases look ordinary. The weapons are hidden beneath layers of fresh grass. It's the perfect cover. With wartime food shortages, many locals keep rabbits, so carrying grass for feed is a common sight. The next morning,
Eating rabbits is
Reinhard
crazy,
Heydrich's
though.
day begins peacefully.
But I
It's a
guess that's what they
fresh
gotta
spring
do.
morning. He finishes breakfast and plays with his 3 children. His wife is pregnant with a 4th. At around 10 o'clock,
He got a million
leaves the
bodies and
safety of
enjoying
his
life.
castle
This
with
is
his
crazy.
chauffeur. On a narrow street in the Líbane district on the outskirts of Prague, Gabčík waits. Kubiš is positioned here, just a few meters away. Both have stood
they
here
not
for
sus?
over an hour, tense, silent, ready. Then, finally, Heydrich's Mercedes-Benz pulls up. Not yet. Not yet. Now, Gabčík steps forward, throws off his raincoat, raises the Sten, and pulls the trigger. But nothing happens. Months of training for this one moment, and the gun jams. Maybe grass clogged the mechanism. The Sten had a reputation for jamming easily. Or maybe it's just bad luck. We'll never know. Heydrich thinks there's only one attacker, so he yells at his driver to stop and draws his pistol.
GG's.
Kubiš seizes the moment, but he misjudges his throw.
So they both suck.
Heydrich survives. Kubiš scrambles onto his bicycle and disappears down the street. Gabčík is chased by Heydrich's driver and flees into a nearby butcher shop. When the driver bursts in, Gabčík finally makes the Sten work, shooting him in the leg and escaping. Both assassins get away, but there's no sense of
They
triumph.
both my boss.
The
Yo, they're
mission
not me,
failed.
bro.
They
I
haven't
would
eliminated
have
their
completed
target.
the mission, bro. Easy.
But Heydrich is critically wounded by the explosion. He's rushed to below.
You throw it inside the car. Come on. In Prime Fortnite, you ping 65 meters, right? And if you throw it exactly where the thing was pointing, only real Fortnite pros know this, bro. Boom. If you throw it at the marker 65 meters, it'll instantly land and instantly explode. So all you have to do is keep that in mind and then redo it in IRL. Feel me? And then facts. I don't even gotta say the
hospital in
rest.
a passing delivery truck.
So he
And
obviously
on June
wasn't
4,
working on his craft.
1942, 8 days after the attack, Reinhard Heydrich succumbs to his wounds. Immediately after the assassination, the Gestapo launches a massive manhunt for the attackers. But they have no real leads. Frustrated, the regime demands blood to avenge the death of the deputy Reich protector. The Nazis choose the village of Lidice, which has 503 residents, for their revenge.
What?
They suspect some within the village support the attackers, but there's no real evidence of this.
Im Zuge der Fahndungen nach
During
den
the
Mördern
investigation
des
into the murder of
SS-Obergruppenführers
SS
Heydrich
something,
wurden
yep.
einwandfreie Hinweise
Reliable
dafür
evidence was
gefunden,
found
dass die
indicating the
Bevölkerung der
villagers
Ortschaft
of,
Lidice
I don't know
bei
that word,
Gladno dem in Frage kommenden
had provided
Täterkreis
support and
Unterstützung
assistance to
und
the
Hilfe leistete.
Okay.
On June
Perpetrator
10,
suspected
1942,
suspected
a few hours after midnight,
us.
Nazi
Facts,
troops
facts.
raid the village. They shoot 173 men on the spot. The women are sent to Ravensbrück concentration camp. Children under a year old and those selected for re-education through placement in German families remain alive. All other children are killed at the Chelmno extermination camp in Poland. Of the village's former 503 inhabitants, only 143 women and 17 children survived the war. After murdering or deporting the villagers,
That is
the
insane.
Nazis destroy the entire village. The homes, the church, even
Why?
the cemetery. They film the entire process. By
Why?
1943, only this empty field remains. For the Nazis, the destruction of the town is symbolic of their power. Usually, they would try to hide their war crimes, but this time their brutality is on full display. The bloodbath turned into propaganda.
Nachdem die Einwohner dieses
After the
Dorfes durch ihre
villagers had
Tätigkeit und durch
blatantly
die
violated
Unterstützung der
through
Mörder
the
von
actions
SS-Obergruppenführer
supported by the
Heydrich
murderers,
gegen die
yes,
erlassenen
yes,
Gesetze
and,
schärfstens verstoßen haben, sind die männlichen
the adult
Erwachsenen
men were
erschossen,
shot.
die Frauen in
The
ein
women were deported to
Konzentrationslager
concentration
überführt
camp,
und die Kinder eine
and the
geeignete
children were
Erziehung
placed under
zugeführt worden.
appropriate re-education.
Die Gebäude des
The
Ortes
village
sind
was
gekappt
razed to
und
the
gleich
ground, and
gemacht
its name was
und der
wiped
Name der
out.
Gemeinde ist ausgelöscht worden.
Okay.
But even after burning Lidice to the ground
Damn,
and
they got
murdering
rage baited
most
into
of its
destroying a
inhabitants,
village?
the Nazis
Actually
aren't done.
ridiculous.
They want to find the men behind the attack. So they announce an amnesty.
They
Anyone
still
who
going
comes
after the
forward
men?
with information will be spared. And there's a reward. 1,000,000 Reichsmarks. One of Gabčík and Kubiš's comrades takes the deal. His name is Karl Čugda. His story is similar to theirs.
Why do you
He
call
fled to
your
Poland,
own?
joined the French Foreign
Why do
Legion,
you call
and
your
trained in
own?
Britain for special operations.
Why he snake him? Why
He was
he
also
backdoor?
brought to the Protectorate for a
Close
mission.
that back door.
But on June 16, 1942,
Rat boy?
he
That's
decides
actually
to
crazy.
collaborate with the Gestapo in Prague. In exchange for a new identity and the cash, he gives them the assassins and the names of the families sheltering them. One of them is
Oh
the
man,
Moravec family.
bro.
The Gestapo storms their home. The mother takes her own life with poison, but her son is taken for interrogation.
I know who that looks like.
Using truly unspeakable methods, they break him. He eventually tells them what his mother once told him. If you're ever in serious trouble, go to the church of St. Cyril and Methodius. Inside this Orthodox church, Gabčík and Kubiš have found refuge. Here,
Is
in
that
the
the first two
damp
guys?
darkness of the crypt, the 2 assassins and 5 other paratroopers wait for orders from London. They know about Lidice. They know that hundreds of innocents have already died in the Nazi reprisals. Crushed by
Facts.
guilt, they consider committing suicide in a public park.
Nah,
They hope that leaving a note claiming responsibility might finally stop the killings.
nah.
But before they can make their move, it's too late. The Nazis surround the church. Then,
I thought it was gonna be
all
a
hell breaks loose.
damn
7 men against more than 700 SS and Gestapo troops.
700.
When the Nazis can't break through their defenses, they flood the crypt. Kubiš dies from injuries he suffered in the firefight. Then, one by one, the other paratroopers choose death over capture. Some use cyanide, others their last bullets. In the end, both of Heydrich's assassins are dead. Dozens of resistors, entire families,
R.I.P..
are executed for helping them. Among
Damn.
them, Bishop Gorazd and other members of the Czech Orthodox Church. And the Nazis' revenge doesn't end there. Just days later, they wipe another village, the Žáky, off the map. Every adult in the village is executed. Most children are deported and killed,
Every
and the
adult,
village is
even
burned
the
to the
women.
ground.
Damn.
Like Lidice, the Žáky simply ceases to exist.
Is it really that serious, bro?
After the end of World War II, Nazi official Karl Hermann Frank, who ordered the mass murder in Lidice and the Žáky, was convicted and executed. Karel Čugda had continued to work with the Gestapo until the end of the war. He then attempted to flee, but was captured and sentenced to death.
Yup.
He was executed in Prague on
What that
April
back door
29,
get you?
1947. Even after her husband's death, Lena Heydrich remained a prominent figure. She didn't return to Germany until 1945. After the country's surrender, her husband's property was seized, confiscated as the assets of a war criminal. She spent the rest of her life defending his legacy, repeatedly denying that her late husband was responsible for any war crimes. In the 1950s,
Legacy.
she won several lawsuits against West Germany, securing a substantial widow's pension and regaining her luxurious summer home. Today,
How the hell?
a memorial stands at the site of the ambush in Prague. It honors Josef Gabčík, Jan Kubiš, and a third figure, representing the Czech civilian resistance. In the Czech villages of Lidice and the Žáky, memorials mark the sites of the mass killings. These places serve as not just reminders of lives lost, but as warnings to never let something like this happen ever again.
Okay. That was a quick 18 minutes. I'm not gonna lie. I thought that was gonna be way longer.